All right, here we are with another match. This actually was just sprung on me a little bit. This is ManaT versus Torin. We're seeing adjacent corners come out. Will we see the standard mirrored opening? No, we won't. Interesting choice from Torin. Again, Torin is brand new to the TAC community. I believe he just joined less than 2 months ago. So he is new. And ManaT has been around for quite a few years. So a little bit of an experience advantage here, but Torin has shown that he can play some TAC in these past few games. All right, we see Torin recognizing that he doesn't have the momentum that White does, and he's going to have to do something over here. Interestingly, he is playing. He's got to play something strong here, like a wall or a capstone. Oh, well, that's game one. Tinue for White. Going to be placing here or here for Tinue. And that is the game. These are some patterns that a little more games under your belt you get to recognize fairly quickly. Torin, like I said, he's a little bit newer. So while he does have some solid tax skills, some of these patterns he doesn't quite recognize as quickly as someone with a little more experience might. But I think we will be seeing more from Torin here after this tournament. We'll be seeing quite a bit more, and maybe he'll become one of our top players. Who knows? So that is game one over quickly. Just 8 moves, which is kind of magical when you think about it, because you require 6 moves to make a road at the very minimum. So 8 moves here from ManaT for the win. And we can do a quick review of this whole game. Placing there, going for the standard center square. This move right here was where he deviated from the general, which is to mirror. So you have some pieces on this line to disrupt any road. And he kept his pieces away from ManaT's, which again was a mistake. He wanted to be involved in ManaT's threats so he could disrupt them. And the big mistake was right there. Because here he would have, yeah, attack threat was made and Tinue was found. All right, so game 2. This time Torin as White. All right, we see one corner and adjacent corners again. Let's see where Torin plays. Is he going to play here? Oh, he's playing straight edge crawl. Now, edge crawl is probably the dominant tactic to use in a 5x5 play. It is very, very strong, and it's what I always use when I play 5x5 size boards. In 6x6 size boards, there's just way too many opportunities for black to disrupt the threat, and you're farther away from the center control, which is very important in TAC. It gives you more options, more directions to play. So we see that White's trying to continue this threat here. I wouldn't be surprised to see black place a capstone here at d5. And actually thinking about it, last game we saw no capstones played, and ManaT won with a merc, which is a term that in the past we used to describe a win without a capstone, merking somebody. It just wasn't necessary there. Tinue was found pretty easily. So here, ManaT has to think pretty carefully about his next moves, because a move like f6 down here would be problematic for him, because I believe f6 down, as where it currently stands, would be a Tinue for White. So okay, so he disrupted the Tinue. There won't be any forced win here at the moment. But White's capstone does come out. It's a good spot for the capstone too. Got opportunities to capture over on this stack, capture up here in case the stack moves somehow. Uh, it is in the game. Okay, so the stack moved to keep it away from the capstone, but now this can move up. And now white is probably thinking, okay, I'm going to push it horizontally now. Now black can push horizontally too. In fact, black has the momentum to push horizontally. So while he's pushing, white will have to come down and disrupt that threat. Now it's tempting to disrupt with a capstone, but if he's making his own threat, ooh, okay, black's capstone comes into play here. So he's protecting this stack, but he's also sort of fortifying this position and disrupting this connection here to the capstone. Now he's building along horizontally, knowing that he has the momentum here, and he can cut off white's threat with his own capstone if he wants to. Now white's got a vertical tack threat here, easily disrupted by just a flat stone. No problems there. But black is playing kind of fast and loose here. He is not. I think he's lost a lot of respect for Torin from that first game, and it was probably just a blunder on White's part, and ManaT might have to recognize that even the best players can make little mistakes now and then. He's got to watch out for any threats that White starts to bring to fore. All right, so we've got another tag threat from Black. Will we see him play at b6 or maybe d5? He has to play at d5 actually because of the attack threat that's got going on right now. But if he plays at d5, b6 is going to come out for White, which is going to be another attack threat. So yeah, I imagine a place at d5, or he could disrupt this with a flat or a capstone, one of the two. If he disrupts it with a capstone, you'll quickly see this capstone come over and capture these flats, because that would give him a lot of mobility with the capstone, give him prisoners, that sort of thing. So that would be something that he doesn't want to move that capstone. Placing theirs is a good move. Now, it's interesting that he played here at a6 instead of b6. Does white want black to place at b6? Is there some sort of plan he's got ahead of time? I'm curious about that. So there's no tack threat currently from either player. We do see some more filling in here at c5, which is a tack threat, capturing over or capturing down. Either way, capturing d5 with either of these two flats will give him the win. So black has to do something. He could capture up with this flat, c4 to c5, and that would give him a tack threat and stop white's tack threat. But it would give some vulnerabilities there, because then this flat would have two white captives underneath. And that would be something that white would definitely want to capture and take control of. So we could see this flat come up to c5, and then c6 come down to recapture, and then black wouldn't be able to use d5 to capture over. He would have to use b5 to capture over. So we'll likely see c6 down and then b5 to the right. No, instead we see the capstone come up, and so that is a attack threat. So placing here at d4 is a attack threat, and he set it up so in order to block this attack threat, he's got to let this stack be captured by white's capstone. Very smooth move here from Torin. That was a great play. He forced that move to occur. Really, really nice. So he gets extra positioning from this stack, and white has to block this. Nice move. I approve. ManaT's starting to realize, okay, I might be in a little bit of trouble here. I may have underestimated my foe. Yes, I just used the word foe, unironically. All right, so let's see what we got here. Black is taking his time trying to figure out, okay, how can I make the most of this bad situation? What's my move here? Should I wall on d5? Should I place a flat on d5? What do I need to do? Now, it is important to note that white might want to leave behind some flats when he captures here, specifically because he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, and this will bring him up to having 5 and 6 and 7. So he will be able to move. Okay, so he goes for this capture instead of placing, which I find interesting. I do find it interesting. I definitely see this capstone capturing here. Whether or not he leaves behind flats is another question, but I definitely see him capturing. Maybe leaving behind one flat, so he has more mobility with it, so he can pick up the whole stack. But like this does cut off the threat, but it was I don't know if it was much better than just placing here at d4. Okay, we see that he does capture on c5 with the entire stack. So his mobility with this is he can pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he can pick up these. So he can leave behind one and place 2 white and carry 2 whites, basically. So this wall was necessary to stop this road threat. Now white placing here might be going for a vertical type of threat. I wouldn't be surprised to see black place at d4 here or even at d2 to basically protect this stack. Because currently black is losing the capture war here. Over, over, over. Now whether or not white wants to eliminate this sort of branch is another question. Okay, so is he going to take the bait for the capture war? Probably, because this is a tack threat. Dropping this capstone down connects up here from c6 down to c3 and then over and then down. So that would be a tack threat here. So black has to do something to respond to it. White has definitely taken the momentum this game. I think that losing that first game so quickly really maybe motivated Torin and definitely threw off ManaT. ManaT was expecting another really easy game. And that was not the case. ManaT taking his time. You will notice, ooh, he goes for the wall. So that does stop the tack threat and threatens this stack. Okay, so we see the capstone come down. This is a tack threat here, moving over, leaving behind one white flat and capturing here, or capturing up with this stack is a tack threat as well. Moving this wall over is a viable move, does not give anything away for white. Yeah, this works. This is an interesting threat too. So let's see, is this the right one? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. Okay, so if black decides to capture over the wall, oh, interesting. He moves the capstone. I wasn't expecting that, and I'm not sure why he did that. Whoops. Not sure why he did that. It wasn't necessary. We could see a b3 from white on the next move to make that another tack threat, or an a4. Oh yeah, b3 would be a double-pronged tack threat. Would it be Tinue? No, because this flat could come down and capture b3. So it wouldn't be Tinue, but it would be a very nice double-pronged tack threat. Double-pronged because b3 would connect here, and then the capstone can come down and smash the wall, or it can come over and capture here at b4, leaving behind one white flat to make this horizontal road versus that horizontal road. So yeah, lots of opportunities for white here. Black is struggling. He is struggling. He probably wants to preemptively place here at b3 to sort of put an end to that threat, and also continue along this vertical one that maybe he can sneak by white. Okay, instead he places up here at d5, filling in. Okay. Now we see this double tack threat. So b4 needs to come down at b3 here. I think that's his only move. Yeah, that is the singular move that can stop both of these threats. So, hopefully ManaT sees it. If not, we'll see them split these two games. One win per. See what I said about Torin being a pretty good player despite being so new? He's showing that now. All right, what do we got here? Is he gonna see it? He does have one move, just one. Because this is the anchor point for both of those threats. And this one, but he can't do anything about that one. This is the one he's got. If he moves this wall, he loses. He has to move this flat piece. Okay, he did see the move. White responds by filling in. That is attack threat here. There's got to be a wall placed or a capture up here somewhere. I like capturing at c5. Let's spin it around to make everyone confused about what's happening. Whee! I don't know what's going on. It's early. Yeah, I think a capture here, a wall there also works. But we're going to see this come down probably to make that double threat again. And then this wall is going to have to come down and cover up a3. So if b4 goes down, a4 is going to have to go down. Ooh, okay, okay. Black is in trouble. I mean, black's been in trouble for a while, but black is in trouble here because he's not able to make any moves that advance his own position. He's purely reacting, purely defending, way behind on flat count. The wall moved. There was an attack threat there that I was able to see. Oh, there was, yeah. Capturing up was the attack threat, yeah. So he had to defend. So we're seeing him move around here. Okay, black gave up the hard capstone. He gave up the hard cap. Is it a bait to get white to leave behind black flats to capture here? This is another tack threat. Moving over that capstone would connect here all the way up. I don't see a way that black can win this game. It's just very heavily in favor of white at this point. This game may not have ended as quickly as last game, but it's just as dominant from white's perspective here. Black trying to think of a way to get out of this. Capturing over maybe is a way to do it. Capturing here on e4. That would stop this threat. Capturing here on c5 would stop it. Ooh, doing that would also stop it. I don't know what that does for his position. It cuts off this bottom area from connecting here, which is nice. Yeah, I would say that was a solid move. What he can do from there is another problem, though. Placing here at e2 was the right move. He's probably gonna have to place at d4 or do something preemptive around here because this is quickly going to become another attack threat for white. We do see the capture occur. He's probably hoping that this stack comes down so he can be recaptured, and get all those captives back, freed. So he's coming up here for a capture. That gets recaptured. Will there be another wall? I mean, there very well could be. I imagine if he doesn't do anything here, this could just be built across, or he might throw it up to d4, covering up d3 and d4 with whites, making another tack threat down here. White just has a lot of options, really dominant position. I don't know that black can do anything here unless white makes a serious mistake. And let's note the time. ManaT's got about 2.5 minutes left. This is a 10-minute match with a 15-second increment. Torin's been playing on increment this whole time. He's gained almost 3.5 minutes, as opposed to ManaT, who has lost 7.5 minutes. Okay, another wall comes out. Black with 4 walls on the board. There's no way he's winning a flat count match. And I mean, he's basically just trying to survive, but there's nothing he can do to hold off this onslaught. We see this capture over on c5. I'm not sure what the point of that was. It doesn't really do anything for white. He could have just kept placing and ended this game quicker. Okay, that is also not a tack threat, but he may be threatening to smash this wall here. Granted, if he does smash the wall, he will have to leave behind a lot of black prisoners. But, unfortunately for black, those black prisoners have nowhere to go if he does that. He could move this wall and free that up to basically make smashing this a non-option. Because if he moves this wall down or up, then any smash here would leave behind enough pieces to create a road for black. And that's basically that's kind of his Hail Mary. He has to just hope that white misses that. So if he moves it down, he might think, okay, maybe white will think that if he can smash that, he can make a road up, and then I can make a road across. That would be my thought, but okay. We see white just keep placing more flats, ending this game quicker. Yeah, black's pieces are too spread out here. There's no sort of home base for black at this point. Black's capstone is also pinned. Can't move it left or right, otherwise white wins. I mean, he can move it, but he'd have to leave behind his black flat here. He can't pick up the whole stack, for example. Yeah, things are not looking good for black. I think this is just basically we wait it out until white wins. Now black could be trying to make a road down here, but white just keeps placing it on either side, and I don't think there's going to be enough turns for black to finish that road before white makes this happen. Because he's got 4 flats to go. He can just keep placing and win before black can make his threats. If white just places down here, he takes it. Instead, white's going to place up here where it's generally safe. Maybe he'll capture over and make a threat on the next turn. But he's basically safe to just keep placing at this point. Because black places, white places, that's 2. Black places, white places, that's 1. Black places, white places, that's game. Another flat goes down. 2 flats left. 1 flat here for black. And that would be attack threat for black. Okay, that doesn't move him closer to having the road. That is attack threat from white. We may see this wall come over. We may see this jump over and cover up, give him a +3 flat move. That's what I think he has to do here. He has to move up over here and cover those up to give himself more flats because white has 1 flat left. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So even if he covered up both, boom, boom, and moved it, yeah, that would still be not enough. White wins by having more flats. So Torin takes that second game. They split this match, each gaining 2 points in the standings. What are the standings for these 2 particular players? Let's find out. ManaT sitting at 12 points and Torin at 8 points. So Torin moves up to 10 points. ManaT moves up to 14. That will not give ManaT the opportunity to get into the 3rd place playoffs if they occur. We will likely see 3rd place be played off at 18 points. So ManaT moving up to 14 will not do that for him. So that is it for this match. And I mean, we saw a good game played here in this, a good solid domination from Torin on that second game. And that first game was just a mistake, basically. It was just an oversight, missing that early Tinue. And this went all the way to flats. Black stayed alive. ManaT did a good job keeping that, keeping the game from going to a road, which is admirable. But he did lose, I think, by 2 flats. So good effort all around. Well played, both of you guys, and hopefully I will be around for some more of these final round tech matches. Adios, this is Simmon signing off.